Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Susie. And thanks for joining us today. I'm going to be talking about all about aliens, and we're going to be answering some questions and pulling some cards if somebody wants a card to be pulled. And anyway, it's just going to be free form. So I'm in my new place, which is an Airbnb, and so I'm just trying to figure things out myself. I still have not gotten all everything out for doing shows yet, so I have to kind of wing it a little bit. So let me see who is here. There's Vivian. Thanks for joining us, Chris MK. I see you got minutes. Oh,
You were
I don't know
freezing
what
there.
just happened there. All of a sudden, you disappeared. Okay. Hi, hey, Vivian. Hey, White Dragon. Hey, Damaris. Hey, Cheryl. Let's see who else is here today. Hey, Hypnicity. Hey, Mary. Thanks for joining us today. Alkila B24. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Fake Hole. Hey, Julie. Thanks for joining us today. And Julie, your grandmother, um, has still been visiting me.
Oh, no.
And I'm trying to think what was her last message. That was a few days ago that she was talking about your grandson, and um, she was just basically, I think, just affirming what I had already discussed, and just saying that people are having difficulty understanding where he's coming from, and that basically that she's just there to support you. But she has hung around for a while, which I was surprised because she's not one of these real boisterous or outgoing or whatever, but she is just very sweet and just there, present. And I think she wants to keep reminding me that she's there for you. So, hey, Arsana. Hey, Faye Cole. Hey, Gina, the Kathleen. Hey, Amanda Carroll. Let's see. Hey, Carol Gallagher. Let's see who else we have here today. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Linnea. And hey, Kathleen Garrison. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for see a few new names here. So thanks for joining us. And we're going to be talking about aliens. And I know the word alien offends a lot of people, but it is. We'll do ETs, galactic beings. When I have, hey, Terry, holding your space. Thanks for joining us in Spirit Detective. And I know that offends a lot of people, the word alien, using that. But I have talked to them when I talk to gray hybrids. It is different for each species. And the first ones I really worked with were the gray hybrids, and they really didn't care what we called them. They prefer to be called whatever they are. Like they were gray hybrids. They prefer to be called gray hybrids. And also the ones that lived inner Earth, they prefer to be called inner Earth beings. The ones that live on Earth prefer to be called on Earth beings. So they said the term alien was more appropriate because that was more encompassing them all. When you call them extraterrestrials, those are generally referring to the ones that live off planet. So anyway, so I got when I moved to Mount Shasta, I got my big lecture when I met the Lemurians on what they wanted to be called. So anyway, so using the word term alien, it's not offending them, and I know it's more of a human thing that it offends us. So anyway, that's my thing about why we call it that. It actually is AAA, all about aliens. Sounds better, sounds more intriguing. So anyway, I have brought out a few cards. If some people are wanting some cards, I brought out. We finally made it to the East Coast. Looks like our internet service is a little
Is
wonky.
it you or is it me?
I think it's mine because it's getting ready to rain. I think it's on my end. So I disappear. You have your little. You have something to show everybody.
Everybody knows I'm not a reader. So I can only show toys. That's it.
And she's got some cute little toys you can show if I disappear. And so anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into some questions. Hey, I see some other people are calling. Hey, M. So we're going to go ahead and get into some questions. As I said, I was showing my Whispers of the Ocean cards that I'm going to pull that day because I have visited the ocean since I've been here. I've gone all the way from Mount Shasta California all the way to the East Coast in South Carolina. And so here I am. And it seemed appropriate for me to bring out those Whispers of the Ocean card. They're absolutely beautiful. And I'll be pulling out of those today. And also, of course, my standard Starseed Oracle deck and others I've got here waiting for people who would like a card pull. But we'll go ahead and get into, I know we already have some questions coming up here. And it looked like it was Chris MK that had some interesting stuff going on in her life. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, Susie. See if you had the first question. Was it Chris MK that had the first question?
Yes. I think it's a few parts.
Okay, Chris. Go ahead, Susie.
Hi, Dr. Gail and Susie. Had an interesting visitor wake me up from a deep sleep last night, about 5'8", slim, completely wrapped in what looked like ropey, coiled patchwork print fabric. I yelled. What was that?
I disappeared again.
Oh, okay. I yelped and he disappeared. I wasn't frightened. I wish they wouldn't disappear when they wake a human from a sound sleep. Yeah.
I do think, Chris, we frighten them just as much as they frighten us when that happens. We're like, oh no, she's supposed to be sound asleep.
Any chance you could tell me who this was? No features were visible, just the figure all wrapped up.
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody like that. But first, let's find out. Chris, I know you're here, so I can ask you questions. How did you feel besides scared? Did it make you feel, was it good? Well, I'm getting that it was good. So that's okay. It looks like it was a good energy and it was a good visitation. And let me see if this was your star family. I'm getting a yes, it was your star family. Now, what they're telling me right now is that they are your star family, but they're from a different planet. They're not like your original star family. They're just a star family, and they're from a different planet, or let me see if it's a planet or star system. It's a planet. They're from. Oh no, I've got to spell this. I don't know if there's a planet out there that's Argusus, Argusus is what it looks like that they're spelling. I've never heard of them, never heard of that planet. But let me see if it's even in our solar system. No, it's not in our solar system, but it is. You have worked with them, been one of them, part of them. But as I said, they are a star family that you've been a part of. They're just not your original star family. It's the one that you chose to be one. And it'd be real interesting for you to, Chris, try to figure out or try to meditate and try to connect with them and see about their planet, about what they do, because I think it's going to be really easy for you to do, really easy, because I can already feel my connecting to them, but it would have to take me some time to get deeper into that. But it looks like they're very willing to share their information. And let me see if you startled them as much as it startled you. Yeah. Yeah, you startled them too. They were not expecting you to wake up. You weren't supposed to wake up and see them. They have been visiting you for a while, and it's more like a checkup. Let's see how she's doing. Let's go check on her. And they're telling me that they miss you. I don't think I've ever had one say that they miss somebody, but they're saying they missed you. That's why they're checking up on you. Just being in your energy in the bedroom while you're sleeping is like they're getting their fix on being around you, Chris. But anyway, it looks like it's going to be easy for you to connect with them. It would take us it would take us a while for me to get all the information out of them, but I think they're very willing to share, so it's going to be easy for you to connect with them. But anyway, yeah, they're good people and they're part of you. So That's great, Chris. Let's see who else has been joining us. I see Son of Watts joined us, and I see Beyond Biblical Belief has joined us. Thanks for joining us. We're taking questions today. We're taking card pulls, whatever you're wanting. We're going to see where that takes us today. Okay. All right. Next.
Hey, wait, try again. On Viviani's show, Diana Bowles said, "My children came from Orion's belt, Hadarians. What can you tell me about the Hadarians?" Also, one lady in the chat was identified as one of them.
Oh, Hadarians. They're just a big ball of love. They're great. Enough meant to bring out my book on that. Let me see if I can get that quickly. Oh, that was kind of out of reach. But I have a whole thing on the Hadarians where you think my immediate thing when I think of Hadarians is they have big hair. That's usually a clue. When I see somebody who has big hair, then that means they're probably Hadarian, especially one that just emits this loving feeling where everybody wants to be around them. Everybody wants to have a piece of them. Now, on the negative side of them is that because they're like that, they don't have strong boundaries and they get hurt easily. They wear their heart on their sleeve, and they're so forgiving of everything that's going on around them. It's almost like they don't have their boundaries. They're also the ones that are in charge of, not in charge of, the ones that are kind of leading us to be more accepting of everybody on the planet, the different types of people, especially our communities that are different sexual orientations. They're the ones that are kind of leading us in that. They're the ones that are the leaders and allowing us to start accepting them. They're the ones that put their foot forward. They're very accepting of any individual. So that's immediately what I can tell you about the Darians, what I can remember about them. But when I see when somebody has humongous hair and just feels like this, like you're getting a big hug from them, I immediately think, well, I'm thinking this is a Hadarian. I'll start asking questions about it. But there's not a lot of them, but they are very much needed on Earth right now. And as I said, yeah, Hadarians are great. So there you go, White Dragon. So, yeah, Hadarians. It would be interesting to see everybody in your family about how much. I bet they all have a lot of hair. So, anyway, okay, all right, next.
Okay, ethnicity. Is there any ET explanation why the whales beach themselves in Australia recently?
I got that their sonar got off. Let me just check on that. Let's see. Yeah, that's what it was. Is their sonar was off? Something was interfering with that, and I don't think it was. I think it's a man-made interference that made them beach like that. That caused, and I'm not sure where that sonar signal came from that made them do that, but it was a man-made sonar signal that caused them to beach. And so it wasn't any ET interference or any of that. It was a human thing that happened that made them beach. And I think whoever did it was like, uh-oh, I screwed up, or we screwed up. They didn't expect that to happen. And it is so sad that did happen, but it was a human error that caused that.
Okay, Faye Cole would like a card, please.
Okay. All right, Faye, let me pull out of those Whispers of the Ocean. Let's see, get your card out of here. Okay. Here we go. This is the card, and it says change directions with ease. Change direction with ease. This is a time for change, shape shifting, or your soul's evolution. It is a time to reconsider what you're wanting. You may be in for a surprise. So I think a lot of us are going through this phase because even the number on the beginning of it is 5, which means change. So you're going to be thinking you're looking at something and changing direction, and it looks like to me it's going to be kind of changing direction with ease. I'm not sure what you're looking at, Faye, but this is the time to do it. It is time to reconsider what you're wanting, and that's a big thing for all of us right now. Is we need to sit down and think what we really want. Are we going in the direction that we're wanting? Our Earth's changing, our bodies are changing, our DNA is changing. So it's time for you actually to sit down and evaluate where your life is right now and see if you're going in the direction you want to go. And it looks like to me, Faye, you need to sit down and do that. But if you decide to change directions, it looks like it's going to be easy for you. And I think you probably already have something in mind on what you would like to do. So this is kind of like giving you the thumbs up that this is going to be easy for you to change to whatever you're wanting. So Faye, is there something that you're looking at now that you're thinking about changing to, or thinking about exploring? So are you here, Faye? Okay, we'll move on to the next. Maybe Faye will give me an answer in a minute.
Okay. Hi, Cheryl. What do the ETs have to say about using subtle energy for self-healing for humans and hybrids?
Well, that's a mouthful. Okay, about subtle energies, I'm not sure that they'll. I mean, I think they're expecting us or are glad that we're learning how to do that. And there's so many other energy modalities that they're wanting us to explore. But being subtle energies for self-healing, let me see what they're going to say about that. Well, they're saying, yes, there are some subtle energies that are for self-healing. So actually what they're showing me is like hot springs, like going to a hot springs and going into the water or like a hot springs type thing is what they consider a subtle energy. And they're very much in favor of that. And I'm asking them, do you mean like a hot tub or whirlpool? And they're going, yeah, kind of, but more like a natural thing. They're looking at it needs to be in nature or natural type of things of healing that would be the most beneficial. And that's what they consider subtle, like sitting in nature, sitting in the hot springs. Those are subtle energy healings for your own personal gain or healing. But anyway, that's what they're showing me what they mean by subtle energy for self-healing, and they're very much in favor of that. I hope that answers your question, Cheryl. Oh, Faye Cole, I have many ideas in my head. Okay. All right. Well, Faye, you need to sit down and really look at it and see what you really want to do. What ideas really stimulate you? And it's probably going to take, they're showing me, it's probably going to take a couple hours to actually sit down with a pad and pen and just look at what your ideas are and write them down and start seeing how you feel about each one of them. Okay. All right. Next.
Okay. Viviani, may I have a message from my galactic guides, please? I am grateful for their guidance. I was told about blue and silver beings near me during meditation.
Okay. So I'm going to pull out of my Starseed Oracle deck. This one by Rebecca Campbell. And see what the message they have for you. I can't remember how to say this. It's Harathith, and it says, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So I'm going to look in the book. I very rarely look in the book for this on this deck. I usually get the message right directly from the card. But I'm going to look at this one because I know a lot of us are longing for the stars. Let's see if we can find a little bit more information on that. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is what it is. It's how can you commit more fully to your life? So what you're doing is you're longing for the stars and you're wanting to connect with your galactic friends. And what they're saying is start connecting to Earth. It will be easier. It's going to be easier for you to connect to them if you connect to Earth. basically, it sounds like to me they're wanting you to ground. And they're showing me that if you have your feet firmly planted on the ground and you're pulling energy from the ground, it's going to be easier for you to collect the information from above. But they're wanting you to be firmly planted. Let me read this card again. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yeah, and so this longing and homesick, they're wanting you to just actually start enjoying your 3D body. Enjoy your 3D experience and not just look at the stars and long for what's above. It's just to experience this here on Earth. And let's see, I'm going to look if there's anything more that pops out of here. No, that's pretty much it. Is that you're homesick for what you want, but you need to. You came here for a reason, and you chose to come here. So it is just enjoy your 3D body while you're here, and it is going to help you if you ground yourself to connect more to what they're wanting to tell you.
And Viviani has a really nice channel too.
What is her channel called?
Viviani, I think. I don't think she came up with a real name yet. Have you?
Viviani, have you come up with the name of your channel? And when you're doing your channel, make sure you're extremely grounded. I had to do this when I do this show. I have to really ground before I do it because it's so easy. Even when I started, when I would do my chakras, when I'd open up my chakras, a few months in, I started climbing out of my crown chakra. I had to start going from the crown down instead of from the root up when I opened them, because every time I was climbing out of my crown chakra and going above, and I knew I was here to stay here on Earth, so I had to change that to quit climbing out of that crown chakra. I was like, I'm out of here. I'm going up, opening up that crown chakra, and I'm gone. So I now have to go from above down when I open up my chakras. I don't climb into Earth to do that. But anyway, so what is the name?
No new name yet.
Well, I mean, your name is so interesting. I would just think that would be sure to use your name. And what kind of things are you doing on your channel?
Oh, she does Akashic readings.
Okay, and it's your channel. You can find it at Viviani 3333. And is that your channel's name at the moment? I'm just filling it out. I know I had to go through. I mean, my original name of my channel was Skywalking with the Moon, and the reason I named it that was because I was astral traveling with my dog Moon. And at that time, she was alive, and we were astral traveling together. So I named it after her, and then everybody seemed to start calling me Dr. Gail, and I kept going, no, I'm just Gail. No, I'm just Gail. And Dr. Gail stuck, and Susie convinced me to finally put Dr. Gail in front of it. In fact, she was wanting me to get rid of the Skywalking with the Moon, and I was going, nope, I'll put it in front, but that's it. So you're doing animal communication, Akashic records, and some Reiki. Let's see.
She's a Reiki master.
So she can, I have to think on that one, Viviani, with that, if the animal communication is what you put up first, I think that must be your strongest. Let me see if that's true, if that's your strongest animal communication. Is that where your love is? It looks like that's, to me, is a big yes. That's your animal communication is your big love. So it could be animal communication by Viviani. Reading the Akashic records, healing with Reiki, or something. That's a long title. But that could be a big description for you. Are you really wanting to go with the animals because it's so needed? Is that where your passion is? Which is what I'm getting. I mean, because all that other stuff, the Akashic records and Reiki, can be with dealing with pets, and also see, when I was a chiropractor, I did some chiropractic for animals also, which was really fulfilling. Some people do practice actually chiropractic or just animal chiropractors. So I think it'll come to you, but I think Oh, so you were told angelic energy, and I've been told your animal communication is my big mission here. So there you go. Animal communication with the angels. That can encompass everything. When they gave me my name as Starseed Healer, I was so glad in the beginning they I'm a channeler. I mean, I do all sorts of things and healer. But when they gave me the name Starseed Healer in the very beginning, they gave me that name, and I thought, well, okay, I wasn't real sure about it, but it has actually encompassed everything. I can put anything under that title. You learned Reiki to help animals. Well, I mean, yeah, I just go with the animals and think of a name with the animals, like as I said, using angels, using that word in there, angels and animals, something combination that's going to draw people in, and using all these other things. That's part of what you do too. You can list everything that you do, like in your description. You can list all the things that you do, and also on your channel, tell everybody what you do. But I've got off on track there trying to help you with your channel name, and it's all up to you. It's what you feel comfortable with. But I can see animal healing with angels would be huge. I think everybody's going to go over for that. So anyway, all right. So we need to get off trying to create Viviani's channel and go to the next question.
Okay. Mary Laura, please a message from my galactics.
Okay. Let's see what they want to direct me to. I'm going to pull out of my. I wasn't planning to open these, but this is what they're drawing me to. The Sacred Geometry Activation. I need to shuffle them for a few seconds to get the message out of these, but that's what they're showing me, Mary, is to pull out of these cards. I usually get 3 decks out and then have several of the backups. And then, of course, if we haven't gotten through all the questions, and they're pointing to me to a different deck. Okay, let me see. Ooh, third eye chakra. Look at that. It says, the frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. This is an activation card, Mary. This is an activation deck. So what we're doing is they're activating your third eye. They're opening it up. And let me see if that's what if they have any messages for me on that. Let's see. Yes, then we pull out of another deck, pull a Starseed Oracle deck. And it says, you're not alone. It's isolation, physical communication, and community. So they're saying you're not alone. And opening this third eye up, that you're not alone, is they're opening you up to what the other possibilities are. What's above you? What's up here? Your galactic family, your angels, your everything. They're opening you up. So maybe you're going to be becoming more aware of, because you're not alone, you're going to be realizing what is up there that you're going to be experiencing. And I'm getting more of a angel or galactic that you're going to be more connected to. And so this was an activation for you to be able to connect to them. Now I got to figure out the place. I've got a new setup here, so everything's not quite organized. So anyway, that's interesting, Mary, that we've just opened up your third eye and telling you that you're not alone. I think you're going to be connected more to your galactic family or beings. I think there's something out there. And angels. They're telling me angels and galactic. So, yay, Mary. Okay, next.
Janet M. would like a message, please.
Okay. All right, let's see. Well, we're doing the Whispers Out of the Oceans for you, Janet. Oh, gosh, look how pretty this card is. Look at that. It says, be insightful and established. Ground and rebalance your energy. Bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to occupy the past and future. Now, we're all very guilty of this, Janet. We're always looking at the future and the past and how that's affected us. This card is telling us, and I think this is more not just for you, Janet. I think this is for everybody, that we're needing to be more present in the now, the here and now. And as I said before, I think we're supposed to be looking at what we're wanting to do, because we're all having these kind of shifts, these energy shifts, the DNA change. And I think we're needing to spend a few moments or a few hours sitting down and looking at what you really want to do instead of keep going in the motion of what you're doing. I mean, sometimes we're just stepping one foot in the other, just doing the same thing every day, all the time. And we're needing to be more present in the moment and actually sit there and look at what our future or what you're wanting to do. Well, certainly future is saying not look at the past and the future, but look at right now. What do you want to do right now? What are you wanting to do instead of just going into the regular old routine? Look at what you want to do. So, Janet, I'm glad I pulled this card for you, because I think this is more for everybody and you. And that was a good card to bring to everybody. So thank you, Janet. Okay, next.
Hey, Carol Gallagher, do I have any alien ancestry?
Hey, Carol. Let me see. Ancestry, yes. And I'm getting the grays, the gray hybrids. Looks like to me, they're showing me that they have been mixing your DNA with theirs, and it's been going on for years. Apparently, it's your family, your whole family that's been involved in this, Carol. And it looks like to me, you probably even have some hybrid children out there, and I'm getting a big yes on that. But it's the grays that you're connected to, and the gray hybrids. And I think it's more the gray hybrids, because I think your family started off with the grays, but it's been so many generations down that you're more in connection with the gray hybrids. And that actually is part of your family lineage, is with them. So that's who your alien ancestry is, and it's your whole family. It's not just you; it's your family. It's it looks like to me it's mainly on your mother's side that your alien ancestry is with the grays, the gray hybrids, and it looks like it's been going on for generations. Okay, there you go, Carol. All right, next.
Okay, Damaris. Dr. Gail, not feeling selfish today, LOL. So may I have a card or message for Tanya, my wife?
Oh, okay. Well, Damaris, I usually don't do readings for other people, pull cards for other people. She needs to be in the chat and ask that question. And I kind of draw the line there just because I don't really want, I mean, it needs to be her that wants the message. And anyway, Damaris, I'm sorry. That's just where I kind of draw my line, is you have to be present, or not present, but you have to be the one asking the question that I'm doing it. And I mainly came from the healing shows that I'm doing. People are asking for healings for other people. So I didn't think that was extremely ethical. It's a little different on this, but I would rather keep it like that, to where I am doing readings on the people who are asking the question. I'm sorry, Damaris. We can do a reading on you.
Did you want to do a reading on her?
What, Damaris, do you want a card for yourself? So, okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, Damaris. I'm glad you understand. And that is just kind of line I drew a lot way back when I started doing healings, that I had to do it on people that were here. Okay. Let's see what I got for you. I'm going to pull out the Starseed Oracle deck. And I don't know why I'm seeing trees with you. And actually, I pulled this exact same card. Now, I just pulled out a different place on the deck, and it says, "You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community." And it's saying you're not alone. And this is the exact same card I pulled. I can't believe that. And we know that you're not alone, and you're very connected. But for some reason, I'm seeing trees for you, Damaris. Have you been going out to the trees a lot, or are you? Um, there's something about the trees that you're connecting with the trees, and I'm getting a huge yes on that. I'm thinking it's the elementals that you're going to be dealing with, or that you are working with. You are working with them. So anyway, that's the message: is you're not alone. And I think this is just an affirmation for you, Damaris, that you are working with the elementals. And it's mainly I'm seeing you going out into the trees. It looks like the trees are really big for you right now. I don't know what elementals. For me, I have a hard time distinguishing what type of elementals they are that I'm working with. I'll put a label on them, but I'm not real sure the labels are correct. The ones I was dealing with in the trees, I labeled as gnomes, but I don't know if that's a correct name for them. It could be tree people for all I know, but I just know what they look like. Oh, you're removing dead trees, so good ones can live. Okay, all right. Well, you're doing the right thing, because that's a very positive thing that I'm getting that you're doing, and so the other ones can breathe. So good for you, Damaris. Yeah, the trees. Yeah, you're very connected to the trees, and you have a good feeling of what they need. So you are doing the right thing. That was like a positive affirmation. You're doing the right thing, Damaris. Okay. All right. Next.
Okay, Julie has a question. I'm not sure if this is a healing question. Would you please ask my star family what I can do to heal my hands?
What you can do to heal your hands. That is kind of on the border there on the healing question. I'm going to see if I can get kind of an answer on that. What can I do? Well, immediately the thing I hear is Reiki. It's the first thing, and I'm getting a big yes on that. That you need to get into a Reiki practitioner for that. And of course, we got a lot of practitioners here that are Reiki and Reiki masters. But that's what I'm getting a big yes for you, Julie, is Reiki. Reiki's the answer for you. I don't know that I've ever told somebody directly that, but that's what they're telling me is Reiki. So I hope that helps, Julie. Just let us know how that goes. And if you are with a Reiki practitioner, there's some here. And if you need a name of somebody, you can contact me at drgail.starseed@gmail.com if you need somebody who does Reiki. And it's not somebody who just kind of does it. It needs to be somebody who's like really involved in Reiki. Like, don't go to just a friend, basically, is what I say, and who has just taken the first course of Reiki. And is basically what I'm saying. Go ahead to like a Reiki master. Okay, all right, next.
Okay, Amanda Carroll. Am I working on ships or otherwise in my dream time?
All right, Amanda, are you working on ships? Immediately, I'm getting you that you're working with the Lemurians, and I'm getting a yes on that. So you are actually working inner Earth, not as much on a spaceship, but you're going in the Earth working with the Lemurians. Now, they do go in space, and they do, but it looks like to me you're working inside the mountain. Could be Mount Shasta, or it could be other places. It looks like it's all over places, because they've shown me that they have a transit through the cave systems to all over the world. And it looks like to me you're very familiar with all that because you're working with them. But it is the Lemurians that you're working with. So there you go. You're very, very busy in your dream time, because I see you going through all those cave systems. I'm not exactly sure yet what you're doing, but that's what you're doing. And you're very involved in going and checking on people. So, okay. All right. Next.
Okay, Emmy J, who's Mary Ellen. Can you please look at why I'm struggling with meditation? It's been 2 weeks and I'm not able to connect.
Oh, yeah. Mary Ellen, we all go through that a lot. and it's mainly on I don't know what to say. Like they step back was what I was. Next, because you, oh, I disappeared again. Am I back? Or you disappeared? I'm not sure which. Um, but what it is they're stepping back because you're going through a transition. You're going through something big right now, so they're not wanting to bring in a lot of information while you go through this change. Let me see how long this change. I'm hearing a month. The change will be for a month. Let me make sure that's correct. Yeah, the change is going to be for a month. So you're going to have a couple more weeks. It looks like to me that they're going to be standing back, and it's almost like when it's happening to me, it looks like they almost stand back in the shadows, but they're there, and you just can't bring them forth. You're wondering what's going on. Why can't I bring them forth? Why can't I get information? But it's you. Actually, you're going through a change, and you're going through some upgrades and things, and you might be hearing your ears ringing while this is happening. But that's what's happening. They step back while you're going through this transition. They don't want to bombard you with more information. So it's actually it's a good thing, MEJ. It'll be good on the other end of it. Okay. All right, next.
Okay, NCAR. Any messages from my guides?
Okay. All right, let's see. NCAR. Messages from, okay, they wanted me to pull from the Mystic Martian deck. Let's see what we have here. The Galactic Federation. So the Galactic Federation is talking about collaboration, meetings, and community. We've gotten community several times here over this time that we've been together. And so I'm thinking that we're needing to have a more community experience. And the Galactic Federation is all about communities, all the different ETs and races that come together. And I'm thinking that's what they're asking us to do. And I'm hearing all of a sudden meditation. We're needing to come together for meditation. And the perfect place to do that is on Terry's channel, where she does meditations, I think Monday through Friday. Is that true, Susie? Where she's doing meditations for the group. So the collaboration and meetings and community, they're showing me that's a good place on meditation, but they're also saying find your community, which this is a community here, but it's also really strongly showing me a meditation group. I'm not sure, Inkar, if you're part of a meditation group or collaborating with a meditation. If you're here, just let me know if you're doing that, because it looks like that's what they're asking you to do, start collaborating with more people, more meetings, but they're basically showing me to collaborate on meditation. Maybe you're doing some guided meditations. So just let me know, Inkar, what's going on with the meditation, which they're wanting you to do as a group.
Yeah, I find guided meditations easier.
A lot of people do. Let's see. Some people, it aggravates them. So it just depends who you are. So, Inkar, let me see if you're supposed to be doing guided. It looks like to me you're the one that's supposed to be doing some guided meditations. So anyway, join Terry at Holding Your Space, and she does some great meditations there. But it looks like to me you're supposed to be one guiding, getting the group together and guiding people on some meditations. So I don't know if that's in your wheelhouse. That is not my thing, doing guided meditations. But I mean, I like doing them. I'm just not the leader of that kind of thing. Inkar, are you thinking about doing something like that? Is that something you want to do? Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the next.
Okay, Jody Power, Soul Spa, Celestial Shaman. What can we expect from, I know I'm going to butcher this name, Betel Guys? I know it's a star.
Beetlejuice. That's Beetlejuice.
I have no idea.
It's a star system, I believe. It's a star system.
Okay.
Can we expect the first flash of light from Beetlejuice? Let me see. They're saying no. That's not where it's going to come from. And JD, I love your name, Soul Spa Celestial Shaman. That's what I was looking at, going, yay, another shaman. Um, so they're saying no, that's not where it's going to come from. I'm not sure where that information came from for you. Or if you're in the chat, just let me know where you got that information. Oh, in-car. I've been skipping meditation lately. I just joined a tarot class. Well, good. I'm in the tarot class. That's great because you're needing to be in community. So good for you, in-car. Jody, can you tell me why you were thinking? Uh, okay, what White Dragon saying Beetlejuice went supernova about 500 years ago. Okay, thanks for that history. But I'm not getting that first flash of light is going to be from them. I'm not sure where it's question, where you got that information or what made you ask that question, because we all would like to know. So are you here, Jody? Oh, there you are. Right when we see the effects of this lifetime, I'm not sure what that means, Jody. And if I don't know, I'm sure everybody else. So are you saying we see the light from Beetlejuice when we're seeing the effects in this lifetime? Robert Edward Grant and a recent QHHT. It takes that long to reach us. Well, I'm getting a no on that, Jody. That's not how it works, or that's not what gets to us, or that's not the first light we see. But let me see about this Robert Edward. Well, it looks like to me he's right on the money on what he's talking about, but I'm just not real sure why they're telling me no on the Beetlejuice being the first. Let me see if the Beetlejuice is the first light. I'm still getting a no, Jody. I'm still getting a no. So it'd be interesting. I'm going to have to look at him. So I don't know how to go any further with that question. That really is going to take a lot to get into, but I'm getting to know that that's not the first light that we see. Okay, White Dragon. Beetlejuice is 640 light years away, so it will be a while. Yeah, I think that's what she's saying. But it's the first. She's saying it's the first light we do see effects of in this lifetime. Oh, that answers it. Okay, good. I felt like I was dancing around that, Jody, so I didn't know. Okay, good. All right, next.
Okay, from Lyra, who is Carmela. She would like a card.
Okay. Let me see what they want me to pull out of. They want me to pull out of the Arcturian, the Sacred Geometry cards for you. And I get compassion. Compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter. So that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. So this is a frequency of compassion. And I think this card for me, what popped up was like White Dragon was talking about the Hadarian energy, or Hadarians, that they are full of compassion. They're full of love. And what they're doing is they're wanting us to have more of that, not be judging others. And it's going to take us changing our minds for when we are seeing these different beings coming to Earth. If we can't start accepting everybody that's here, we're certainly going to have a hard time accepting our galactic beings that are going to show up on Earth and that are going to look different than us. So we're asking to look at and be a little more compassionate. And I think, again, Lyra, this is more for a group card than just you, but it could be, well, they're telling me it is also for you. Going, oh, no, it's for her. So they're showing me to say, be a little more accepting of all the people around you and have a little more compassion. And I'm not sure what that means. I think kind of feeling like it's family that they're talking about. So I don't know what's going on in your family, but it looks like to me they're asking you to be a little more accepting of what's going on in your family. So, does that mean that you need compassion for yourself as well? Definitely, definitely need more compassion because we are hard on ourselves whenever we're, especially when we're doing transition into a different, we're going like we were talking about earlier about the meditations. They're standing back while she's going through something, and we're going, oh, something happened to me. What's going on? Oh, she say, yes, my father's getting ready to cross. Oh, I'm so sorry. And I know that's hard. I went through that with my dad, and that was, gosh, that was 2019 that he went crossed over. It was a good thing for him to cross. He needed to, and of course, he's helps me on the other side. But yeah, just show some more compassion. I don't know if he's being difficult or your family. Is your family being difficult? So show a little more compassion. Everybody expresses their grief and their way they do things differently. So just don't judge. Just kind of let it brush off whoever might be acting. I don't know, acting out differently than the others. Just be accepting and know that's just how they handle it. It will be easier than when my mom crossed. Okay, all right. Well, I'm so sorry. I know it's a tough time for you, but just be more compassionate about your family on how they handle the grief. Okay, all right. Next.
Okay, Kathleen Garrison. I want to know what the people on the ship did with the DNA they asked me for when I was a teenager.
Oh, well, I'm going to say we used it to create some hybrid children. And that's what I'm getting. Is they created hybrid children. That's what they did with that DNA. And they're showing me that you have met them, Kathleen. I guess you haven't met, weren't awake, but you have gone up and have met your hybrid children. That's what they're showing me, and they have shown you what they have used your DNA. It's like you've been in cooperation with this. That every step of the way they have shown you the developmental of the children, what they did with your DNA, what they created. It looks like to me you've been extremely cooperative and been almost like a participating in everything that was going on. So yeah, that's what you're doing is creating hybrid children, and you have been all in it. I mean, you just been like, okay, all right, what else do you need? Well, let's make some more children, or let's do this, or let's do that. And it almost looks like you're part of you're part of the committee, not committee, the group that creates these children. Looks like to me you have a lot of input in it, and you have been very willing to use your own DNA in creating these hybrid children. So there you go, Kathleen. It's pretty exciting.
Okay, beyond biblical belief. My first contact was with Pleiadians. They only wished to help, in my opinion, though I was warned not all are friendly. Can I ask you if you think any are a threat?
Well, I think there's good and bad in all of them. The Pleiadians tend to be good, and the ones you're dealing with are good. So you don't have to worry about that because they're telling me they're protecting you. And the Pleiadians are the most prominent here on Earth. They're the ones here helping us ascend. The Arcturians helped them when it was time for their star system and planets to ascend, and they are now like giving back, coming to Earth and helping us. So the Pleiadians that you're dealing with are very good, and they're telling me you're actually helping them with the ascension process. So you being here in the human form on Earth is actually helping them, and so what you're working with is really good. Yeah, the ones you're working with are not a threat, and they're showing me how they like cover you and they're protecting you, and you'll know what you feel when something shows up. I mean, you immediately are going to be scared, but then try to see if you can get over that and feel their energy. So most of the time, most Pleiadians definitely are good. In fact, I don't know that I've ever met a bad Pleiadian, but I just know there's good and bad in all species, just like humans. But you're not sure there's any. They're being told, oh, there are no bad Pleiadians on Earth. So we don't have to worry about any bad Palladians here on Earth. So you're only dealing with the good ones. So there you go. All right, next. And this will be our last question.
Okay, Jill Cartwright. Am I leaving at night? If so, where am I going?
Let's see, Jill. Are you leaving at night? I'm getting no that you're not leaving at night. But you're in some kind of training. I think we're going to have to word that differently about you leaving at night. I know what you're talking about. You're asking if you're leaving your body or you're leaving and going out on a spaceship or a planet. But the original, and I'm getting a yes on all that, but let's see where you're. I'm not. Let me clarify this because all of a sudden I saw you going into the ocean, and I'm getting a yes. That's actually what you're doing. You're not going off planet. You're going working with the ETs in the ocean, and this is a huge yes. So there are a lot of different species that are in the ocean. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to narrow that down because there's so many different ones that I have met, including going to Atlantis, which was in the ocean, near the Fiji Islands. Let me see if that's where you're actually working in. No, you're working with some kind of species in the ocean, and it would take me a while to get down. It would take me a good 15 to 30 minutes trying to get into exactly what that is, but you are working with them. Let's see. Lots of orbs every night. Recently I felt dropped on my bed and had dents in my head. God, it's terrible. Did they drop you out of the ocean? You came out of the ocean. No. Okay. This is what they're showing me is, gosh, it looks like you're a mermaid. And it looks like to me, you ran into some rocks with your head. That's what they're showing me. I'm sorry, Jill, but let me see if that's right. But that's what they're showing me is there's some incident that you ran into the rocks and it kind of knocked you and they put you right back in bed. But it looks like to me, gosh, they're showing me as you a mermaid. So I'm getting a big yes of that. So anyway, Jill, it would take more to get into that, but yes, you had an accident. You did hurt your head, and it looks like to me you were swimming and hit something. So that sounds like something I would do because I tend to be a little clumsy, but I would be running into something like that. But anyway, all right, that'll be it for today. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the questions, but thanks for joining us. We'll be doing a show with Terry Saturday, so you can come bring me the other questions that I didn't get to there. And that'll be Saturday. It'll be 9 o'clock Pacific time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. And then it's Terry at Holding Your Space. And thanks, everybody. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us safe. Thanks for old subscribers, new subscribers. And thank you to Susie. And Susie had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Susie.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. And we will see y'all Saturday. All right. Bye-bye.